You know, while you guys are talking about all this, in fact, we could even say you haven't had that conversation yet because you guys are still in the galley lounge when.
Oh, from my earpiece, I hear an alert that we're gonna be jumping from jump space.
Oh,
Okay.
this.
In
But
his
then
earpiece.
but it's coming from my earpiece. So maybe it's because since there's some kind of traffic going, there's no, what is it?
Actually, this is a new trick that Vril has done.
Hmm.
He also spent some time playing around on the bridge. And he has tied your bridge station into your earpiece so you can get notifications without being on the bridge.
Nice.
He was poking around and discovered that the stations on the bridge are programmable and even have some programs on there already. Maybe Jex didn't get to this part of your training. So it seems the ship still has a few features that you don't know about. Okay? So not only can your station be programmed to notify you of certain conditions, but it also, as I said, has a few programs already built in, such as an autopilot for approach on a planet. You know the mini game we play with the board? You won't do that anymore. You now have a program, an autopilot program that you can engage in. It's been there the whole time and you guys didn't know about it. I wonder why Jex didn't tell you.
Now we can install a cannon and we don't have to fly the ship.
That's one way to look at it, but this is autopilot. This is not a general autopilot. This is for approach. Once you break Atmo, you put in the coordinates of where you want to go. Remember, Jex told you he had already put the coordinates for Mel's hole into the computer, and then he manually followed to those coordinates. Well, come to find out, you could have just engaged in approach autopilot. But there are also programs like periodic scans at ship sensors. I keep looking at the wrong person. So you can set it like every so often, it'll do a certain kind of scan. You can set up automatic diagnostic. Say it for me.
Diagnostic.
Yeah. Automated diagnostics at ship systems. And he hasn't even started looking at the comms station yet. But none of these programs have been activated yet, except for the earpiece notifications. But you guys are in the galley lounge and he just got notified you'll be dropping out of jump space soon. So that's handy, right? Now, a lot of these, as I said, a lot of these programs haven't been activated yet. You don't even know what they necessarily do. They're not clearly labeled. And really, two tech guys here, is it ever a good idea to just punch a button and find out what happens? Only if you're looking for errors. So, since we don't know what these do yet, I thought, well, there's an autopilot for the approach. Is there any other program you think it would be nice to have at your station? What about you, Bardak, Baronix, Hira?
Yeah, I'd like to set like some warning levels if, to make sure that the ship is running within parameters. But I could just run every half hour or so.
Okay, would you jot that down in your notes and I will add it to your programs?
Telling my station, like, I say something and I would say, look, we have a ship coming in.
So like voice activated, so you don't have to touch buttons,
Yeah.
you can just tell it to scan? All right, why don't you put voice activation?
I want that too.
You want that too? Okay. Oh,
So we
Yeah.
it is. Can you believe it?
I have our
The-
windows open.
Oh,
God.
I'll be right back.
no. Okay.
So can I make it so like when I talk into my earpiece, I can like tell what the nav helm to do like someplace else?
So voice automation kind of?
Yeah, but like from the earpiece. So
Okay.
like if I'm straight in the jungle, I can just make it fly to our location.
That would be pretty tricky. That would be pretty tricky because really it still requires a person to fly the ship. Okay? So as far as, hey ship, come get us please, yeah, I don't think you could do that. I think that's a
So
little
could I
too-
like so like since there's like a ping that like says that like where the surroundings and everything, could I like tell what to do to the ship? from Mother?
Write down that you want to give remote voice commands to the ship, and I'll figure out which things you can tell it to do and which things you can't. Okay?
Just meet us at the corner.
Yeah, that's what he was bringing up. I was letting him know it probably wouldn't be that simple. Yeah, this is going to blow my audio, and it's part of why I closed everything. Is because with the wind blowing so much, it causes the clouds to keep passing through, and so it gets darker, it gets lighter. So I closed everything because I didn't want the video to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got 2.5 minutes. Do you have any ideas for things you'd like to do, programs you would like to have at your comm station?
No, because mine's gotta be, I mean, when we land or take off, it's gotta be, you know, I mean, we're not always at Brindle Station or, so it's gonna have to be manually done.
Okay, well, this is not a one-time thing. You guys can give suggestions from here on out.
So it's program every 5 minutes.
Scan every 5 minutes.
Scan.
And we got plenty of time if any of you want to make more suggestions. And again, this
I
is
mean, I guess I could make it to where I don't have to be at the bridge to,
hear an incoming call or send one
or
out.
send out an outgoing.
Yeah. Okay, so put on your notes. Next.
Do I already have historical records of things like energy usage and things like that?
I wouldn't see why not. Logs is a pretty basic thing.
Okay. So maybe something basic to see if any system is using more energy than, like maybe weekly I would just check and say, is there some system that is consuming too much energy as a possible failure or something? Or maybe daily.
Unusual
Or maybe that
Energy use.
Unusual power fluctuations.
or consumption.
Yeah.
Yeah. However you want to write that.
Alright.
So, like, if I were to have a remote to voice commands, like, could it be, like, if like, we have to get out quickly, like, before I even now if I'm just tell it to start, right, flying, start rising?
Well, maybe. I thought you were going to say, because you guys are supposed to, like, power down the ship and lock your consoles when you leave.
Mm-hmm.
I could see where, rather than get on the bridge and have to turn everything on, you could send a remote command to start the car, basically, and turn on the heater.
Okay.
So, yeah, put remote start of ship systems. I want to say again, nice and clear for everybody, this is an ongoing thing, like the equipment that you got off the bus. If 3 sessions from now you think of a new program you'd like to run on your console, I'll say, well, how about that? It's already on there. So would you like to activate it now? Okay? All right, but yeah, we need a bio break here. So
Okay.
we will bio break there. You know what? Let's go ahead and do the chips and drinks. What do you say? Interested?
Lifestyle.